We live in a society where success is gauged as being wealthy, respected, or famous. But how do you define success? On today's episode, we speak to a steadiless entrepreneur and lawyer. He is a passion-driven individual who is tenacious in his ways.
My name is Allan Mzungu, and this is my success story. I'm a lawyer by profession. I was admitted to the bar in 2014 January, and I felt like as a young lawyer I was doing well. I was working just after campus, and I've been working since then. I moved to a bigger firm. This time it was Coulson Honey, now called Bowman's, where I felt like I got into the apex of the legal profession. As an advocate, being employed, that's one of the best places to work. And everything was great. I got married while I was there. I got my firstborn while I was there, and I worked with a team of great partners, major projects. You meet powerful people just like you meet anyone on the street, and it becomes normal to you to deal with big projects. At some point, we had challenges with the partner I was working with, and we could not really work together anymore, and I had to abruptly quit my job and find something else to do. And I'd always had it at the back of my head that I'll go into business at some point. And the funny thing is, when I was doing my interview to join Coulson Honey sometime in 2014, I was asked by one of the partners at the time, and he told me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And my response was, and this just came straight out, I didn't even have time to filter, I just said it came to my mind, either a partner in this firm or in competition with you. And they really laughed. It was, they thought it was a joke, but actually did mean it. So my first stop was at my friend's law firm in Westlands, where he'd run it for about 2 years, and I thought it was a great place to start to get ideas on how to do my own law firm. I didn't have enough money to get my own office, buy furniture, and that friend of mine, who's still a very close friend to me, was generous enough to sublet part of his office. He had a free room in his office which I could use. It was a tiny office. I would have to to pull my desk towards me when a client was coming in, so I have space to sit on the chair, and then I'll pull the desk back so that I can also sit. And that was a tricky place, having come from a place where you sit in a big office with your name on the door, having the office to yourself with a nice view. The office is several thousand square feet, a kitchen stocked with everything where you can just walk and make coffee and get snacks, and feeling taken care of, to a place where now you have to get to know the guys who walk around selling and hawking food, and when you want to go to the washroom, you probably want to delay that till you get home because the washroom are not so nice. And when you're coming up to your office, you're passing through some M-Pesa shops, some hawkers on the corridor, and you find that the contrast is so obvious, and the times you question your life choices about getting into business and where that has led you, and you wonder if you went wrong. So at this time, remember, it's been almost a month since you quit. You are not getting any salary anymore, so you have to find a way to still meet your obligations. And at this time, my wife had not been working for a while. She was still looking for a job. So when I quit, I was the only source of income for the family. You start to panic. End month is coming. You have bills. You previously were comfortable to meet those bills because your salary will take care of all that. Your car loan, credit card, the lifestyle which you led. And right now, without that, you really can't. There's no other way to meet those bills. you have to deal with a lot of emotions when you're rejected by people who you look up to. You are ignored by people you hoped to receive the support, and you're isolated when you need help, both because you're growing mentally, you're dealing with a lot of things by getting into business, and you need someone who will also just put you in the right mental space at the time. And those are the people who are shunning you. So you have to retreat, stay in your house for about a week. Well, you still have electricity, you still have TV, so you do that. Now I know it was probably depression, but at that time I didn't know. You just wouldn't want to get out. You didn't want to see the sun. You don't want anything to do with being outside your house. And that's a low moment. That's a place where it's not a place I wish for anyone to get to. It's a very difficult place. What got me out of bed and what used to get me out of bed at that time was some random calls from strangers who had been referred to me, and I told, that's a lawyer, he can give you a service. And so a client calls and says, I want to register my company. So I spring up from my bed, I stand up and I talk to them with all the confidence, like, yes, you've called the right person, I can assist you with that, I'll tell you what you need to do. It's like, okay, so what is your cost? I give them my quote, I'll send you my invoice, and I do that very quickly, get on my laptop. Now it's, adrenaline, just pumping, hoping that this actually turns out to be something. And, lo and behold, you send your invoice, the client pays, and, you reduce some of the liabilities which you're pressing. So I'll get a client asking me for a job, and I know the average market rate maybe will be lower than what I'm quoting. But I'll still go ahead to quote a higher rate, similar to what my former employer would quote. And I'd stick to it. And I'd say that's where I want to place myself. That's where I want the business to be. Because now I've gotten into a growth mindset. I did that, I think the first time I sent such a quote, I was literally trembling as I typed and I sent the email. I asked myself, I second guessed myself so many times that I was so sure I'll send that email and the client will just walk, But as soon as I hit send, I didn't want to see what the client response would be. So I just got away from there, and when I came back there was a response, and the client was just asking for a payment plan, but they didn't dispute whatever amount I was asking, and that gave me a lot of confidence. It felt so good to be able to get paid what you ask. It felt so good to be able to be recognized for the quality which you want to bring, and for the commitment and the passion with which you carry yourself. I was now able to move offices from that place to a more serene area, more beautiful office, the kind of place where I felt like this is where I needed to be. And from there, it was upwards. I got partners who came, and we shared the same vision. We feel like we are on the place where we are about to take off in a way which we can't even imagine. And the energy behind us and what I feel inside me that drives me is just explosive. It's just explosive, and I feel good to be here. So I'd want to encourage anyone who feels like you're called into business. You need to do something which you own. You are an entrepreneur. You're someone who will not sit behind a desk and take orders and just get a salary that doesn't work for you. There's a place for you. It's not easy. Challenges won't cease at whatever level you are in business, but it will be a different set of challenges, and you won't be at the same place where you start forever. You'll grow, and you'll turn out in a very short while at the place where you feel you're on the right path. And be encouraged through your challenges. Just stick it out. I'm a lawyer. I'm a family man. I have children. I run a firm called MMS Advocates with 3 other incredible partners and a team of about 12 people with offices in Nairobi and Mombasa. And we've been around for about 5 years now. And this is my success story.